Hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Bird Spike, and today we are test riding the Indian Challenger. Man, this is a beautiful bike, I have to say. It looks super good. And I'm loving the fairing. Love this design, the Cyclops eye. Engine looks really good. Alright, let's go for it. Alright. A lot different from the Roadmaster. You get everything in front of you is a little higher feeling, or more pushed back. Feels like you're seated more in the back of the bike than sort of up forward like the Roadmaster. 1 second, it's booting up. Alright, yeah. Alright, the bike is on. And I'm still booting up here. Oddly, you feel a little bit more relaxed on this as far as the seating ergos. Already though, the wind management is a little lower on this, so the wind blast is hitting me right at my eye level. Yeah, so it really feels like you're sitting in the bike. These back sweep bars and the seat, I think you're kicked back a little further, so you're kind of more relaxed into the ride and everything. So roll-on feels pretty great, pretty predictable with the clutch and throttle and everything. Just gonna go with power on this. Woo! So already that wind is just killing my head, man. I wouldn't be able to ride this thing for longer than 30 minutes. Let's see how this windscreen works. And windscreen is all the way up. A lot better. Kind of puts it to a bearable spot. So if I duck down, I'm in a really good air pocket, which feels really good. Handling feels really great on this bike. Yeah, for my height though, 75, 80 miles an hour, this windscreen is not going to do. I'm going to need a taller one, and I'm 6'1". This is good, I think, for anybody under 6 feet. I think it would be really great. But cruising with this bike is so easy and good. Just feels really awesome. See how it does on like a main road or something. I guess here we could test out the suspension. Whoa. Oh, never had that happen before. Alright, so the bike was really tracking that center line. Suspension feels pretty good on this though. Pretty cushy. Woo! Wow. All right. Yeah, this feels very comfortable to me overall. And for those of you who don't know, I've owned an Indian Scout in the past and also an Indian Chief. And the feeling of this, the handlebars, the kind of feeling you get when you're on the bike feels very familiar. Yeah, the Power Plus engine just feels super nice, man. It just feels really good, tons of power. Let's test out the suspension here. Just pretty good. And I haven't taken the time to set up this or anything like that, just however they have it set up. But man, this is a really comfortable place to be. So, you know, the Challenger, the Roadmaster, these kind of bikes, you know, they're for people who are going to do distance riding in comfort and in style. And does it deliver on that? Yes. So there's really not a lot to not like on this bike. Everything feels planted, sure of itself. Feels like I know the bike pretty well, even for riding it for a short amount of time. It's easy to kind of maneuver around. The fit and finish on the Challenger is just really good. I like this gloss paint. I know that the matte paints are kind of in at the moment, but personally, I would avoid matte paint just because it is very hard to clean. It's very hard to clean, and it scuffs up real easy. So if you're willing to kind of put up with that, they're very cool. It's a very cool finish and a very cool aesthetic for the bike. But I prefer a good old-fashioned gloss on my paint, and the white they used on this bike just looks amazing. So that out of the way, what do I not like about this bike? Well, I don't like the windscreen. It's maybe for my height, it's maybe just a little too far away and just a little too short. Now I just test rode the Indian Roadmaster, and that one had seemed like a much higher windscreen, but you're also sitting a little closer to the controls, so that might have something to do with it. And if I duck down just a little bit, you get this clean air pocket here. So can it be made to work with somebody who's 6'1"? Yeah. If I was going to buy this bike, the first thing I would replace is the windshield. It just needs to be a little taller for me to throw that wind over my head, but everything else feels really good. Just a real easy bike to ride and maneuver for its size. Now, if you're coming off of something like, you know, a Ninja 500 and you're riding this, it's going to feel big, heavy, and intimidating. So this is, of course, not a beginner bike by any means in all the respects of it. Power, weight, price. There is that. Most guys that I know that have the Challenger are very happy with it. So, man, they just kind of nailed it with this bike. I mean, everything just feels so good. I do have to compare this to maybe like the last Harley I rode was the Lowrider ST. One of the last ones I rode was the Lowrider ST, and that fairing just worked brilliantly. For a stock bike to have that much wind protection for someone, you know, taller than 6 foot, I really just haven't seen that at all. So kudos to Harley for that, but obviously you can customize things to your liking. But this fairing I feel like is designed very well. I don't really feel any crazy wind coming from below or buffeting or anything like that, but just a taller windscreen. I mean, the only thing I really don't like about it is the ride command. I wish they just made a version that didn't have all that hoopla, you know. I know the people who are buying tours and baggers really want that kind of stuff, but for me, I'd rather not have it at all. But yeah, I mean, it is a killer bike. And the reason I don't like the ride command and stuff like that is because it is just too slow. I just feel like it's too clunky, and I feel like it's gonna get outdated as far as the hardware in it pretty quickly. You know, with the advances in smartphone technology and just mounting a phone with GPS or a GPS unit, I just like a more basic setup. I do like the analog gauges though. I think that's a really nice touch that Indian keeps on their touring bikes. I think it's really cool that they don't just have one big TFT. All right, let's give this thing a look. Super comfy. Super awesome. Paint looks really good. Let's look at these bags. Nice storage. Feel pretty rigid. The lids feel a little flimsy, but you know, just wiggling around a little bit there. But for the most part, it's gonna be pretty cool. What a cool bike. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment below. It's Bert's Bike, and I will catch you on the next one.